Now, Eli Jones will read the poem, The River Scouting.
He was a new scout, like a spring rain, gathering purpose, looking for direction, and following in the footsteps of those who came before him. Soon he became a tenderfoot, like runoff of the rain, influenced by the lay of the land. He slowly began to make his way, often meandering, though quickly prodded to return to the intended course. Now second class, his course more defined, much like the cool running brook. He feels his way between the rocks and obstacles, discovering, learning. While first class, he is like a narrow creek, prodding in the woodlands in search of the adventures that lie ahead, wandering, testing, broadening his knowledge and abilities in the wisdom of the wood. Then he became star. Like the clear running stream, he begins a swifter, more serious path. He begins to return to nature, refreshment, like the younger scouts had come to drink from his knowledge. Triumphantly, he is life. Like the mighty river flowing ever forward, he begins to make his own path. The community, the land, is nourished from his banks. The scout spirit is alive in him. Humbly, he is equal. Like a great ocean, starting from the single drop of rain, he has traveled far, growing, reaching, and forging ahead. He has endured. The scout oath and the scout law flow in his heart. His waters touch the shores of distant places where men stand and proclaim his victory. Proudly, he is eagle.
Tyler, many times over the last few years, you've joined with your fellow scouts in repeating the scout oath. Now, you stand alone and repeat a new oath, the Eagle Scout promise. Though the words you say are similar to those you've said so many times before, tonight they will mean more to you than they have ever. When you pledge yourself on your sacred honor, you will be sealing your oath with the words that close the Declaration of Independence. I'd like all Eagle Scouts in the audience to stand at this time and rededicate themselves by repeating the Eagle Scout promise with our new Eagle Scout. Please make a scout sign and repeat after me. I reaffirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath. I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of an Eagle Scout. On my honor, I will do my best to make my training an example. My rank and my privilege, or my rank and my influence, count strongly for better scouting and for better citizenship. In my troop, in my community, and in my contacts with other people. To this, I pledge my sacred honor. Thank you. I would like the candidate's mother to please come up. Tyler, your mother has undoubtedly been your primary source of help and strength. No one will ever know the unnumbered acts of self-sacrifice from your mother. I'd like your mother to pin the Eagle Scout on your uniform. In recognition of your mother's devotion, please present her with this Eagle Scout Mother's Pin. Tyler, have you chosen someone to present your mentorship into?
I have.
Please call this person forward.
Mr. Stoms, I would like to give you the mentor pin. I'm giving you the mentor pin because you've had such an impact on scouting and my career choice. I've been your student for 3 years, and for 3 years you have taught me so much when it comes to video production, from making lightsabers to teleporting through doors. But most of all, you taught me how to be a good director. When I started to make my bowling video, I really didn't know how to direct 13 rambunctious kids around, but you taught me to have patience as a director. And when it came to editing, you always taught me how to do things the way professionals do, like keeping my left hand on the keyboard so I can do keyboard shortcuts. When it finally came time to put the video into DVDs, it made me really angry when I had to go back and fix the video after 18 copies had already been made. But without you telling me to do that, my video wouldn't be the way it is now. You are great at giving me constructive criticism, which is what mentors have. You have prepared me for what it will be like in the field of film and broadcast. That being, it will be very stressful. You gave me the skills to make my video and set my dreams for film and broadcasting in motion. Mr. Stoms, I would like to present you with the mentor pin. Three stats in it.
Tyler, thank you very, very much. I'm honored. At this point, I would like now to invite the Honorable Judge Ebert and Eagle Scout forward.
Tyler, on behalf of the National Council of the Boy Scouts of America and the New Birth of Freedom Council, I'd like to award you with your certificate as an Eagle Scout. Congratulations.
And now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you our newest Eagle Scout. We're not through yet. We do have several distinguished guests here to present Tyler with several very special awards. At this point, I would like to invite Tammy Shearer to step forward and introduce each of our guests.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tammy Shearer. I am the Recorder of Deeds up at the courthouse, which is how I first got to meet Michelle, Tyler's mom. And in my previous life, I'm a photographer, and I met Tyler this summer during senior pictures, which was amazing because I didn't take that many senior pictures this summer. And what a remarkable young man. And I'm just so honored to be here today and to be included in part of your celebration. So thank you very, very much. And it's also my job today to wrangle our elected officials and get them up here. From Senator Toomey's office, Pat Toomey's office, we have Bob D'Souza, his state director, with us, and Bob is also an Eagle Scout. So, Bob.
I have a certificate from United States Senator Pat Toomey, who himself is an Eagle Scout and who has in the past made several remarks on video out there. You can find them on YouTube about how important scouting is and what an important achievement it is to become an Eagle Scout. And so it's an honor for me to present this certificate to you from Senator Toomey and wish you the best of luck in the future.
And from your Congressman's office, Congressman Lou Barletta from the 11th District, we have his field rep with us, Leah Sailhammer, and she just got married, so if you remember Sailhammer.
I forgot that was my name all of a sudden. I know who that is. That's weird. Congressman Barletta, sorry that he couldn't be here today, but he did want to present you also with a certificate of congressional recognition. As you can imagine, it's a busy time for us right now. He's somewhere in the 220 miles of his district, but he commends you. He's happy that you're a part of our community, and he looks forward to great success with you in the future. So thank you very much. Congratulations.
And for my Congressman, Scott Perry, who also is a personal friend of mine, I was telling him about your video, your project, and he was very excited, and he as well sent you a certificate, as well as a flag that has been flown at the U.S. Capitol. So for you as well, congratulations on behalf of Congressman Perry. And with us now, we have from the 31st District, Senator Pat Vance.
I'm always delighted to participate in an Eagle Scout Corps of Honor because sometimes, Tyler, the road to Eagle can be long and difficult, but hopefully along the way you learn a lot of lessons that will benefit you in your life. You know, we hear so many stories that every time you look at television or pick up a newspaper, you hear about kids in trouble, kids doing drugs, kids in drinking too much. The front page of the paper should be young men like Tyler who really know how one behaves and has set his life goals. So we are very proud of you. Actually, all the people here are here to honor you. And we also want to thank the leaders because none of this is possible without the time the Scout leaders put into it. And thank your mother for giving us such a fine young citizen. I have a citation from the Senate of Pennsylvania, as well as a flag from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I knew that somewhere in this ceremony they were going to tell you you're a marked man, because indeed you are. Tyler, you're just not an Eagle Scout today. You're an Eagle Scout for the rest of your life. And it behooves you to behave yourself that way so people will instantly recognize that. I always have a parting word for Eagle Scouts. Tyler, just remember, every time you open your mouth to speak, your mind is on display. So choose your words very carefully. Congratulations, we are very proud of you.
And from the 199th District, Representative Steve Bloom.
Tyler, this is a big day for you, big day for your family. I want to echo the Senator's compliments to all the volunteers, the Scout leaders, and of course, family members who brought Tyler through their efforts, through the whole process of becoming an Eagle Scout and being able to celebrate this special day, his accomplishments. I do have an official citation from the House of Representatives of Pennsylvania, signed by myself and the Speaker of the House, Sam Smith, recognizing you for your achievement, your accomplishment, and your potential. I want to talk a little bit about that word potential, because when we think about the Eagle Scout Award, obviously you've earned it and you've done a lot, and you very well deserve today to really reflect and bask in the glory of all you've done. But nobody actually knows what that Eagle medal you're wearing is really worth. There's a mystery. No one can even find out what it's worth until someday later, toward the end of your life, when you look back. And later in your life, if you look back on today and you see that from today forward you kind of became selfish and squandered some of the God-given gifts and talents you had and didn't really care too much about your community and your country and your fellow human beings, you'll find that when you get that medal out at the end of your life, it's going to be tarnished and chipped and really not worth too much to you. But on the other hand, if you live out the principles going forward today, the Scout Oath and the things you've learned in scouting, the values that have been instilled in you, using your God-given gifts and talents to serve your community and your fellow man, you'll find at the end of your life when you get that Eagle Medal out, it's going to be glittering. It's going to be a precious gem worth a figure that no one can determine. It's so priceless. So I encourage you to think going forward how you can make that Eagle Medal you're earning today as valuable as possible. Congratulations, Tyler.
And we have with us from the Cumberland County Commissioners, Barb Cross.
On behalf of the Board of Commissioners, I am really pleased to be here. I do have a proclamation signed by all three commissioners recognizing not just the video, but certainly the consciousness and compassion that you've demonstrated in the community. But going to the video, we talked earlier. As an undergrad, I was a theater major. I can't tell you how pleased I was to see the 20 minutes and the effort and all that you put into this. The topic is certainly not just for the middle school, and certainly not just for all those young individuals that are watching that. The topic goes well beyond that, and I think if we can take it into the workforce, we can take it into our homes, we can take it into our communities, we will all see the tremendous service that you've done. I'm going to ask that the cast stand up. And I think that there's quite a few of the cast in the video here tonight. So thank you all. And I think the cameo goes to Mom. Didn't I see Mom in the video too? I think I did. So as was said before, representing not just Eagles of the past, Eagles that are present today, but certainly those young men that will be Eagles in the future. You have become a mentor to them and certainly a leader in our community. So on behalf of the county, thank you so very, very much. You have my deepest respect and my utmost admiration.
And I do also want to recognize with us today, we have Judge Ebert, who presented your certificate and has another one. And we also have Judge Maslin out in the audience, so we'll recognize him as well.
I'm here on behalf of the Court of Common Pleas in Cumberland County, the 9th Judicial District. I see so many members of the staff here, including your mom, of course, all very, very proud of you. This is quite an achievement. You'll always remember this day. I still remember mine back in 1963. Unbelievable, stormy day. In those days, the awards were given out at the council level, and you only did it twice a year. They didn't have these types of ceremonies as we do now, and I think this is much nicer. But it was a terrible thunderstorm at Camp Trexler up in the Poconos, and I'll always remember it. I still have my certificate. They're not quite as grand as they are nowadays, but you earned it. Welcome to our brotherhood.
Those are all the elected officials here.
All right, Tyler's still, someone else needs to give you something. Would your mother please come back up here so she can present the gifts from your mother?
Your sash has been worn for 4 years. And your membership has been worn for 4 years. It's not wearing out. There's a Eagle Scout sash, Eagle Scout slide. So now you can recognize you and the rest of the college. So you need to follow suit. Carry this with you. You accomplish this.
Tyler has also received many other items from those who are unable to join us today, and they are as follows. Tyler, you have letters from President Barack Obama, President George W. Bush, President George H.W. Bush, Barbara Bush, and President Jimmy Carter. We also have a certificate and picture from Pope Francis. A certificate from the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. A letter from Governor Tom Corbett. A letter from Attorney General Eric Holder Jr. Letters from U.S. Senator Patrick Leahy, U.S. Senator Harry Reid, a letter from Secretary of Education Ann Duncan, a certificate from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, a certificate from the American Legion, a certificate and letter from the Secretary of Defense Chuck Hagel, certificates from Secretary of the U.S. Navy, the Chief of Naval Operations and Commander, and Navy Recruiting Commander. Certificates from U.S. Air Force Chief of Staff Mark Welsh III and Secretary of the Air Force Deborah James. A letter from the U.S. Coast Guard Academy. Certificate and letter from U.S. Army and Lieutenant General Robert Carlson Jr. from the U.S. Military Academy, West Point. Certificate and letter from NASA. Certificate from the U.S. Postmaster General. A letter from Mike Rowe from the show Dirty Jobs. A letter from Warner Brothers Entertainment Senior Vice President Jim Noonan. And finally, somehow Tyler saw some of this list ahead of time he wasn't supposed to. But when he handed me this, he said, you have to look at this one first. In front of all these other people we mentioned, a certificate from Seattle Seahawks coach Pete Carroll.
We also have with us from the Marine Corps League, Lewis B. Pooler Jr. Attachment 524, Alan Ferguson, who has a certificate for you as well.
I may have been on last, but Marines are always first to fight. It's always On behalf of all the Marines of the Lewis B. Pooler Jr. Detachment 524 of Carlisle, it is my pleasure this evening to share this night with you, Tyler, with another Marine from a detachment, Marine Barbara Cross. She's also a member of Lewis B. Pooler Jr. Hurrah, Barbara Cross. From the Commandant Bill Foster and from our dads and John Gillespie, we'd like to present you a Good Citizenship Award, presented to Tyler Helvin, who has attained the rank of Eagle Scout. Congratulations. Also, the Marines would like you to have a pocket knife that has the ETA, the Eagle Globe and Anchor, United States Marine Corps, and on the back we have engraved it with your name, Tyler Hill. I'd like to present to you on behalf of all the Marine Corps leaders and Marines of the Marine Corps League. Congratulations. As Senator Vance says, she's also has parting words, and I've been doing a lot of Court of Honors in the last 5 years on behalf of the Marine Corps League, and you reached that 2%, of attainment that a lot of scouts do not attain, Tyler, and you reach that level of a good man. So the Marine Corps is always looking for a few good men. So congratulations again.
All right, tonight has been a special night. Thank you all for coming out and honoring Tyler. Let's give our Eagle Scout one big round of applause.